So, hello there everyone and welcome, it is Niran here, and today it is time for episode number 3 of our FIFA modded career mode here with Arsenal. We have taken FIFA 19, grabbed it by the gentleman's area and shifted it into the year 2020 with the 2019-20 season mod. As you can see, all the kits will have all the transfers as well for this series for those that are new to it. If you are, there'll be a playlist link in the top right of the screen for you to go and check out the first 2 episodes, which so far have been very action-packed. We have done so much in a transfer window, but today is a huge episode as well. As you can see, we are on deadline day, and we are ready to maybe tie up one final transfer, potentially even more than that. But a lot of you guys were suggesting various players, and some that Arsenal have actually brought in now in real life, so I'll try and stick to that and keep the realism going. There is going to have to be a break in the realism, though, because I've got some explaining to do, given you've now watched episode 2. At the end of that video, spoiler alert, we signed Kieran Tierney from Celtic, who's been linked heavily with Arsenal in real life, and we also signed the Serbian international Dusan Tadic from Ajax. Now, if we go across to the squad and have a little look through it, you may now notice that there is no Dusan Tadic in this team, and oh my goodness gracious, has it been the bane of my life in doing this. So I'm going to explain. Basically, to cut a long story short, the signing of Dusan Tadic, because he's a certain nationality in this mod, for some reason doesn't get along with Serbian and Ukrainian players. Basically, once I signed him, I wasn't able to play games. Like, it just glitched everything out. I wasn't able to change players on the team management section. You may have noticed, I don't know whether it came up on the screen, but on the squad report, there was 2 of him, and it just basically glitched out the entire side, so I had to forfeit every game, and it would have just ended the series completely. So I had to restart the career mode save, add all the players back to the side, change the transfer budget to what it would have been if we hadn't signed Dusan Tadic. I cannot physically sign him without it breaking my game save, but I apologize to any Dusan Tadic fans out there. It is a shame. I was looking forward to using him. It took a solid 4 or 5 hours to get back to this point, change all the fixtures to what they were before, to get the right points. Obviously, I've managed to get the table back to where it was. Anyway, enough babbling. It's time to get on to the main part of this video. It is time to bring in a number 10, a replacement for Mesut Ozil, who obviously be sold to Borussia Dortmund. A lot of people have been suggesting Dani Ceballos, because obviously Arsenal have signed him on loan in real life from the Galacticos. The good thing about this now is that we have more money to pump into this number 10 signing, because we haven't actually bought Dusan Tadic anymore. So I think we probably could afford Dani Ceballos now. It just might be that we can't bring in a backup winger. It really depends. Kai Havertz here, I'm still not sure whether we'll be able to afford him. We've also got Julian Draxler here of Paris Saint-Germain, who's a bit more of a cheaper option if we can't secure the deals of the 2 above, and Thomas Lemar as well from Atletico Madrid. He's a bit more of an out there option because he's more of a winger really than an attacking midfielder, but realistically Dani Ceballos is choice number 1, so that is who we are going to go for first. We're going to approach to buy Dani and see if we can get this deal done pretty early doors. So we meet up with the man, the myth, the legend, Zinedine Zidane, to talk Dani Ceballos and see whether they are willing to sell the player for what we have left in our transfer budget. Now, his current value is £63 million, but apparently you might have to spend more, like 80 or 90. 117 mil. Oh, Zinedine, you're twisting my arm out here. Right, submit that offer, Zinedine. Okay, 104. I'm still going to be petty. I'm going to meet you in the middle. All right, they've accepted 102 million pounds. We've got to, oh, Jesus, that is, I said it about Nicolas Pepe with 80 million pounds, but 102 might just be taking the biscuit. That is actually a disgraceful amount of money. I know he's got potential to grow to like 88 or 89 or whatever, but at the end of the day, when all is said and done, we are spending 102 million pounds on an 82 rated player. Dear God, what are we doing? Right, I'm going to negotiate because it's deadline day. Right, Danny sits down with his agent, who I genuinely thought was Sean Dyche from the back, but it's not. Oh no, it's down to us to offer the wages. Oh God, Danny, please no. This could be treacherous. This could really be treacherous. Right, I've got to think this through massively. I've just got to overspend. That's the fact of the matter. I cannot come away from this negotiation without this deal done. I don't even know. 180k. Surely he can't reject that. We'll give him 800k. That's probably still massively overpaying. Oh, please, Danny. I beg you, accept this. He has. We've probably overspent massively, but I don't care. Dani Ceballos breaks the record that Nicolas Pepe did merely an episode ago. By jingo, he better be good. I'm not gonna lie. £102 million is a disgusting amount of money to spend. Regardless, he's going to be a very good player. He is going to be an extremely good player. He's been very good in real life as well. He did an amazing job at the under-21 Euros with Spain. Even though he's 23, don't quite understand that one. As you can see, 86 vision, 85 agility, 82 balance. His long passing is really good and his short passing is 84 as well. 89 dribbling and 87 ball control. He should be a natural Mesut Ozil replacement, but hopefully with a bit more in terms of work rates. As you can see, high is his attacking work rate. 5-star skill moves as well. I didn't even notice that. And here you go, £102 million for Dani Ceballos. I don't know why his name's Gorner. Does he go by that? And it'll probably be the biggest transfer of this window. Actually, no, it's not. Samuel Umtiti beats us by just over £1 million. I won't lie to you guys, doesn't look as if anything else is going to occur on deadline day. Decided not to bring in another player, even though we could have brought in probably another winger for depth purposes. I'm kind of happy with having Mkhitaryan and Reece Nelson as backups for now. As you can see, deadline day is done, which is of course why we get a bid for Bernd Leno literally the day after Crystal Palace. What are you doing? So it is now time for the first game of this episode, and it is going to be a simmed one. I'm not going to lie. We're away from home against Watford. This will be one of 2 sim games in this episode for those that missed that in episode number 2. Away from home is not as much of a disadvantage with this realism mod. However, Troy Deeney is still giving Watford the lead after 5 minutes. Lacazette gets redemption again. He did that last episode, missed the penalty, then scored a few minutes later, and he's done more than got redemption. He's doubled his tally. He's scored a lot of goals now this season. Can we hold on now for the final 5 minutes of the game? Yes, we can indeed. We successfully complete the comeback against Watford. But after that action in the Premier League, we now switch our attention to European competition as we are in the Europa League Group I. And this is the group we have got Stade Rennais or Rennes, KAA Gent, and also Aberdeen. To be honest with you, it's not the worst group in the world. Stade Rennais have got some decent players, some decent young players like Ismail Assar. Gent have also got a couple of good players. So here we go. Given it's our European debut in this series, we're going to be facing Aberdeen here in the first game of the group stage of the Europa League. We're seeing quite a few new faces for the first time in this series. Dani Ceballos is making his series debut in terms of played games. Jean-Philippe Mateta the same. New boys Nicolas Pepe, Kieran Tierney, and Rodrigo Bentancur are also in the side. And finally, we've got Reece Nelson and Rob Holding repping for the youngster brigade. It's a pretty dismal day up in Scotland right now, can't lie. The rain's lashing it down as we prepare to face Aberdeen and play in our first game of the group stages. And for that reason, I don't know why we're getting a table of the group, because nothing has happened yet. I'm really, really excited for this one, actually. A, because it's our first game in Europe, but also B, because it's a first chance to see quite a few players here. Not even just the new boys. Obviously, it's going to be interesting to see the likes of Mateta and Dani Ceballos, but also the man on the screen here, Reece Nelson. We've got Kieran Tierney. We've got Rob Holding playing for the first time. So it'll be very interesting indeed. This is Torreira, meantime. He's found Dani Ceballos in quite a lot of space, and on the turn forces a great save out of the Aberdeen goalkeeper from the get-go. Bentancur, this is Torreira, that's into Reece Nelson, but the shot is a bit of a tame one, really. This is Nicolas Pepe, still going. Mateta goes beyond him. This is Jean-Philippe Mateta, really good save, and Ceballos can't quite put it in. This is Dani Ceballos. Now ahead of him, that is Lucas Torreira making a great run. Lucas Torreira has to score, and indeed he does. It's far too simple, and Lucas Torreira gets his first goal of the series and gives us the lead in the 21st minute of the game. It's a first assist for Dani Ceballos, but honestly, it wasn't exactly a difficult ball to play. I can't imagine the diminutive Uruguayan scoring that many goals in this series, I'm not gonna lie, but he's got his first so far. Good to see us on the score sheet already as a ball's lofted over the top towards Mateta, and the goalkeeper waited. Mateta got on the end of it. Don't know what that miscommunication was there. Stevie May into Gleeson first time and saved by Bernd Leno. He was unsighted there as well. A little back heel there from Reece Nelson. Mateta, this is Ceballos trying to play that back into Mateta again. 2-0 and a lovely worked goal. Jean-Philippe Mateta, the new number 10 at Arsenal, has scored on his debut. He's carried on that goal-scoring form from the Bundesliga in real life, and he's doubled our lead. Nelson with the back heel, Bentancur, and Mateta with the give and go. Ceballos has got another assist. Mateta under pressure slots the ball home. That's that strength coming into play that's well in the 90s. Gary Mackay-Steven puts that one in. That should have been dealt with first time. Hasn't been. It's still bouncing around. It's found the back of the net, but I think there's an offside or a foul in there. I think it might have actually been a foul rather than an offside because I didn't get a replay. So I think we got lucky there because I didn't really see a foul personally. Wake-up call, though, just shows that we're not entirely safe in this game. We might be with another goal here. Nicolas Pepe has brought out a brilliant save. The pace and power behind that shot is unbelievable. What a save. This is Nicolas Pepe back into Mateta again, and that is an absolutely unreal strike to double his tally. Jean-Philippe Mateta has got his second goal of the game. It is 3-0. What a little finish that is. I mean, he's given a bit too much space. It's 3-0. It's 2 on his debut. Very, very decent performance from him already. Very, very impressed with the new boys. They've all been linking up. Making all 3 changes here, expecting a standing ovation for Mateta and Ceballos. We've got Eddie Nketiah on the pitch now and Emil Smith-Rowe. Henrik Mkhitaryan also joins them, and we could get an immediate impact here as Eddie Nketiah goes for the chip, but unfortunately doesn't quite have the power on it. Into Nketiah. This is back to Smith-Rowe again. He's got Henrik Mkhitaryan ahead of him. Henrik Mkhitaryan with a great first touch. Oh my goodness me! What a goal from Henrik Mkhitaryan. We hardly needed another, but what a goal that is. The pick of the bunch is goal number 4. Emil Smith-Rowe and Nketiah involved again. The ball up in the air. Mkhitaryan dinks it back over with his knee and volleys it into the top corner. Oh, only 1 touch onto the floor from the pass to the goal. Oh, Mkhitaryan, that's filthy. He's only been on the pitch 10 minutes. That, though, is the end of probably the best performance we've seen in this series so far. It is a 4-0 thrashing of Aberdeen. It's probably pretty hard to pick out a man of the match after a performance like that, but Lucas Torreira gets it. 9.6 from him. A 9 rating as well for the man alongside him, and then the man behind that being Rob Holding. 9.3s as well for everyone brought off the pitch. Mateta, Ceballos, and Nicolas Pepe. Now, though, time for game number 2 as we face Liverpool away in the Premier League. Yet another big fixture in this league season so far. It's time for another big challenge in the league. We came, we saw, we conquered. I'm struggling with that phrase, I'm not gonna lie. But basically, we did well in the last big challenge that we had, and that was against Tottenham. As you can see, we're currently the joint best defensive team in the league, along with Manchester United. Only 3 goals conceded. Now, this will naturally be a much bigger challenge. I've actually edited some of the sliders to make the AI a little bit more difficult, so we'll have to see whether that takes an effect on this game. Now, Wijnaldum's worked a bit of space here, gone for a shot, blocked by Socrates. Mane almost picked out Firmino with that through ball, but a great interception there from Bellerin. That was very, very vital, I can't lie. Dani Ceballos works the space. What an effort. Alisson has to tip it over the bar. That came out of nowhere. Very limited backlift as well, under pressure. I've only just realised this is quite an alternate lineup being played here by Liverpool. No Henderson, no Salah in the starting 11 as well. Firmino now into James Milner. What a finish from him. 1-0 Liverpool. Bernd Leno getting nowhere near that one. I can't even say we gave him too much space. He didn't really have much to work with, but he's managed to bend it around whatever defender was in his way. And the Liverpool captain for the day has given them the lead at Anfield. Fabinho, finding Firmino, plays it back into James Milner, and he just curls it around Lucas Torreira. It's just a really good goal. I don't know really what else we could have done in that situation. Alexander Lacazette, he's up against Virgil van Dijk, puts the burners on. What a save again. Alisson this time tipping it over the bar. These finesse efforts are getting out of hand. Ceballos tried it earlier. Lacazette was finding the top corner there. Liverpool are making a very makeshift defence in terms of their left back. I just assumed it was Andy Robertson because he's got the same stature, but it's actually one of their young players, Lewis. I didn't even clock that. We should be targeting their left-hand side because they're very weak there. Wijnaldum, good link-up play. Firmino, though, can't find Mane. Very risky ball. Still quite risky here from ourselves, playing out of danger, but we made it look easy in the end. Sead Kolasinac, Aubameyang back into Kolasinac again. Great run here being made by Alexander Lacazette. He's got the space. Can he finish? Yes, he can. 1-1. Lacazette scores again. How many goals is this man gonna get? Surely he's approaching double figures already. He's got like 3 braces already in the league. Good work from Kolasinac to make that one happen. Matip came in with a last-ditch sliding tackle, but Lacazette was able to get there just. Been a challenge this game, though, I can't lie. That's probably our first clear-cut opportunity of the whole game. Lewis there getting away from Pepe. That's the ball into Wijnaldum. It falls to Firmino. I was sure Wijnaldum was going to win a penalty there. I have no no idea how that's not. It's a challenge from behind. I pressed B, so I don't know why he did a slide tackle. Take nothing away from the save from Leno, though. Ah, that's a good run. I should have seen that coming. Sadio Mane is in acres of space here for Liverpool, and he's found the near post and the back of the net. Liverpool take the lead again. That's so poor from myself. Like, I'm 1000% taking the blame there. I don't know why I pulled Hector Bellerin towards the ball instead of matching Sadio Mane's run. You're not going to get back at him. His pace is unreal. Lacazette here around the corner into Xhaka. Lacazette has now got the space. Virgil van Dijk is with him. It's cut back, though, into Granit Xhaka. What a block from Joe Gomez. Xhaka. This is Lucas Torreira. Pepe round the corner for Lacazette. Back into Pepe again. Dragged wide. This is through to Alexander Lacazette. Oh, what a finish. That is all he needed. So little in terms of space, but Alexander Lacazette has another brace in this series. I mean, we're probing and probing, but there wasn't much space. Mkhitaryan puts it into him. 2 touches and bang, finessing it into the far corner. That is a very satisfying strike as well, although it does actually take a touch off Alisson. His fingertips unable to keep the ball out, and we've equalised for the second time in the game. Oxlade-Chamberlain now has got Sead Kolasinac for company. Ball in is a good one. Socrates miscues the header. Great save from Bernd Leno. Just a minute of this game to go. That could have been a vital mistake from Socrates, who's been brilliant all game. Sadio Mane out-jumps Bellerin. Couldn't really get the power on the header, really, but this is vital now. A last-minute corner for Liverpool. Swung in. It's deep. Bernd Leno has to come for it, and he punches it clear. It'll come to Nicolas Pepe as well. I don't think we'll have a chance to set up an attack of our own. No, we do not. That is the final action of a really breathtaking game. Man of the match, it's, again, not much of a surprise. Alexander Lacazette, 9.4 rating for him. Second and final sim game of today's episode is going to be away from home against Southampton in the Carabao Cup. Once again, it's a pretty changed side. No Lacazette, no Aubameyang, no Ceballos, and no Nicolas Pepe because I'm resting them. Pretty poor start in a sim, but we equalise pretty soon afterwards through Bentancur. Koscielny then gives us the lead 15 minutes later, so we're back in the lead of this one. Hopefully, we can progress here in the Carabao Cup. El Yunusi, though, equalises. Kolasinac then gives us the lead back. This is a crazy game in a sim. In the end, Sead Kolasinac's goal is enough for us to progress to the next round of the EFL Cup. Now, though, it is the final game of this episode in the league. I'll be doing 4 games an episode from next time. It's just because we had that final transfer to do in this episode. We are at the Emirates once again facing Bournemouth. We're back to pretty much the full strength side, apart from a lack of Laurent Koscielny. We lost our 100% record in the last game, but we are still unbeaten. We'll be hoping to carry that one on into this game here against Bournemouth. Currently not in the top 10 at the moment are the South Coast side, but I'm still expecting them to put up a challenge. They've got the likes of Josh King, Callum Wilson, Ryan Fraser, David Brooks. There's Nathan Ake as well, who was someone we were actually looking at signing at one point. Tierney with a good block. About to mention him. He's starting, I think, his first Premier League game. He looked pretty solid against Aberdeen. Didn't have a huge amount to do, in fairness, but he still looked good regardless. David Brooks now. He's got way too much space. Thankfully, he drives the ball just wide. Been a bit rushed in possession, I can't lie. We've not been great so far in this game as we just about win the ball back. Kieran Tierney is struggling a little bit with David Brooks. I think a lot of defenders in this league would struggle with David Brooks. He had a really good season in real life, so Tierney a little bit out of position. This is David Brooks with the ball, and it's a really good one as well. Bellerin with a vital little touch. That is the end of the first 45 minutes that was pretty quiet and pretty disappointing from ourselves. Bournemouth coming forward here immediately. Thankfully for us, Jefferson Lerma's dragged that one miles wide. If that was Callum Wilson or Josh King in that position, I think we could have been 1-0 down there. Finally, a little bit of a spell in Bournemouth's half. Ball in is a good one. Well headed there by Socrates and blocked away out for another corner. Jeffrey Gualu. Oh, what a ball that is to Callum Wilson. And what a save to match it from Bernd Leno to keep us at 0-0. That ball from Gualu, I can't even pronounce his name, but that's an amazing ball. Wilson probably should have scored as Tyrone Mings comes on. Somehow, Leno has got a strong enough arm to that, to push it past or over the bar even. Nathan Ake's now hit the post from the resultant corner. It's all kicking off. We thought we might have started to gain a bit of control in this game. We were sadly very mistaken. Junior Stanislas this time with the shot and save now by Leno. Arguably, I mean, they definitely should be ahead now. Another shot comes in. Saved again by Leno. It's 3 saves in a matter of minutes, proving why he's such a good Premier League goalkeeper. Bournemouth are going ham. I feel like we only need one chance chance, honestly, but we're just not even getting it. We might get it here, though. Lacazette puts it straight at Begovic. Very, very poor effort from himself. That is the end of the game then. Not exactly going to be a classic. It is a 0-0 draw. A small flurry of chances for Bournemouth. Honestly, I think they should have won the game. We created far less in comparison. Man of the match this time was Granit Xhaka, 8.3. I think both of the centre mids, or all the centre mids that played, were actually pretty impressive. As though we do some training, that is going to wrap up today's episode of the Arsenal career mode here, the modded season for 2019-2020. I hope you have enjoyed it. It's been a pretty action-packed one. We should be back to 4 games in an episode next time, so don't worry about that one if you were concerned. There were only 3 played games this time. If you've enjoyed this episode, though, number 3 of the Arsenal career mode, then slap a like on it and subscribe if you are new to the channel. It's the big red button under the video and it massively helps me out. If there's anything you want me to add to this series, if there's ways you think I can make this series better, then let me know down in the comment section. I'm always open to constructive criticism. And finally, you can follow me on social media. It's at @theofficialfng on Twitter and on Insta. But it's been a pleasure ranting at you guys today. Have a great day, enjoy yourselves, and goodbye.